Good afternoon, Conference. I'm delighted that we are here in Manchester once again. As Andrew highlighted, just over 4 months ago, this city and its people were the victims of a horrendous terror attack aimed particularly at young people. It left 22 dead and scores injured. It is hard to imagine the impact on those families who have lost loved ones, those injured, their lives changed forever. In response to this attack, Manchester came together. This great city is an example to us all. Far from being driven apart and divided, Manchester and its people are closer together and more united. We want to thank the Greater Manchester Police, the North West Ambulance Service, and the staff of our NHS for the way in which they dealt with the attack, treating those injured and dealing with the consequences of such an atrocity. We are grateful to you all. Thank you. Conference. This has been another unpredictable year in politics. We had brilliant local election results. We also had a general election that nobody expected to take place. We did not get the result we hoped for. Ahead of those local elections in May, I was out with our members across the country. I saw the hard work and dedication of our volunteers and our candidates. It is because of you that we achieved some outstanding results, winning overall control of 10 more councils and gaining over 550 more councillors. For a sitting government, it was an incredible result. We took control of Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, Gloucestershire, East Sussex, Suffolk, Warwickshire, the Isle of Wight, and Lancashire. In my own county of Derbyshire, we delivered a majority of 10 on the county council, something that hasn't happened for decades. Across the country, we took seats from Labour, from the Liberal Democrats, and from UKIP. In the mayoral elections, we saw 4 Conservatives elected in some of England's biggest cities. In the West Midlands, Andy Street delivered a huge victory, one that many predicted wasn't possible. And now, in the second largest city in the country, we have a Conservative mayor. Well done, Andy. Thank you for your hard work and that of all the Conservative associations across the West Midlands and beyond who helped deliver such a stunning result. Ben Houchin in the Tees Valley also delivered a result which many said couldn't happen. A Conservative mayor for Darlington, Hartlepool, Stockton-on-Tees? Never. Say it again. Well done, Ben. You proved them all wrong and you made us all proud. In Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, James Palmer ensured that a strong local Conservative voice will fight for an area which includes one of the world's top universities and some of the world's leading technology companies. Tim Bowles in the west of England is now representing Bath, North East Somerset, Bristol and South Gloucestershire, and Jacob Rees-Mogg. I know you and I want to congratulate each of our new Conservative mayors, along with all those new Conservative councillors up and down the country. Thank you to every single Conservative activist, candidate and association who fought so hard to get them elected. Conference. Along with the rest of the Cabinet, I supported the Prime Minister's decision to have a general election. We did not get the result we wanted. Every parliamentary election, I have fought has been different, and this was my 10th. I've seen the party win, and I've seen us lose too. I know why we want to win and what winning feels like. When some people write about this year's general election, they do seem to forget the fact that we did win. We have a Conservative Prime Minister in Downing Street. By the way, Prime Minister, happy birthday. A Prime Minister who will be leading those crucial Brexit negotiations and working hard at home to build a country that works for everyone. This is only possible because of your hard work. Your hard work delivered some remarkable results. We increased our share of the vote for the 5th election in a row. We won seats like Stoke-on-Trent South and Mansfield that we haven't held a Stoke seats since 1935 until Jack Brayton. We never won Mansfield before until Ben Bradley. We achieved a tremendous result in Scotland, winning 13 seats where we only had one. With Ruth and the Prime Minister, we have secured the Union and Conference. Alex Salmon was defeated by Colin Clark, the new Conservative member for Gordon. Because of your hard work, we've been joined by new MPs, Lee Rowley in North East Derbyshire, Simon Clark in Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland, and Kirsty Hare in Angus. But Conference, we did not get a majority. We lost some brilliant colleagues and friends. I want to pay tribute to those candidates who fought and didn't win their seats. I know how difficult this election was for some candidates and some members. The vile abuse faced by some of our colleagues was absolutely outrageous. We have acted. The Prime Minister takes it seriously. I take it seriously. Your party takes it seriously. And we do not want to see it happen again. The Prime Minister has asked the Committee on Standards in Public Life to look into this and suggest measures to protect those who take part in the democratic process. I gave evidence to the committee, and we as a party have made representations highlighting many of the disgusting abuses that took place. It has no place in our great democracy. Conference, I know how hard it is to lose. I fought my first election in 1983 in Wolverhampton, South East, and lost. Still, somebody else from Wolverhampton, South East. Great part of the country. To those of you who have fought and lost, I hope that you will give it another go. Fight again. During the election, I visited dozens of seats up and down the country. I saw how hard you fought this year. I want you fighting at the next election. I want to thank you for all the work, not just at the general election, but at the local elections, and every time you do something to support our great party. You, our members, are the heart and soul of the Conservative Party. I've been a member of this party now for over 40 years. Like you, I care passionately about the Conservative Party. And like you, I'm proud to be a Conservative. I am sorry that we did not get the result that we hoped for. And I know, as do all my colleagues, that it was not because of the lack of hard work on your part. Conference, you are our members, are the reason why we are still in government. We're not complacent. There is no place for it. At CCHQ, we're making the necessary changes to ensure that working together, we can deliver a majority when the next election comes. We're changing the way we work. We brought in new people, and we developed new technologies to take on the fight to Labour. Mick Davis has taken on the role as Chief Executive. We've appointed new Vice Chairman, Stephen Hammond to head up our efforts in London, Alex Shelbrook for our international work, and David Brownlow to head up our campaigning. And we're working on more appointments. We know that having local campaign managers work, so we are appointing more of them across the country to work hand in hand with you to ensure that when the next election comes, we are ready. And we're going to invest in them to ensure that they're here for the long term. I want to welcome the new members of the team and say how grateful I am that I am working with you to build the best campaigning organisation we can. But more important than all that, we are listening to our members across the country. You know our party, its candidates, and what we need to do to improve better than anyone. Eric Pickles has completed his review into this year's general election. I want to thank Eric and his team for all the work they did over the summer to help improve our party. He's been listening to your views, and I hope that you took the opportunity to share your experiences and thoughts about the campaign and what we need to do to make this party stronger. As part of the review, the Deputy Chairman, Amanda Sater, and I have taken part in a number of members' forums across the country to hear from party members directly. It is always inspiring to hear the work that you're doing on the doorstep. We won't stop listening. At this conference, we're going to be listening to your ideas as well. I will be out visiting associations across the country to hear about ways of campaigning, what works in your area and what we need to do better. I have been where you've been. Like the Prime Minister, I come from the voluntary party. We were both councillors before we became members of Parliament. We know the work you do. 40 years ago, I attended my first conference. So impressed was I've still got the handbook. It was a bit different in those days. My attendance wasn't as remarkable as that of another young man, William Hague. He told conference that year that most of them wouldn't be here in 40 years' time. Well, like a few, I am, and some of you are as well. I'm proud to say that at this conference I'm reintroducing contributions from the floor, from our members. Perhaps from the next William Hague. I know that our party needs to listen to its membership because without you, we wouldn't get the results that we do achieve. You pound the streets, you're out there week after week, and that is crucial ahead of next year's local elections. We all know that the easiest thing in public life is to spend money, other people's money. There will always be pressures to spend more money. But what makes the difference from Labour is we know that you have to earn the money. It's never the government's money, it is your money. Labour always takes it too far. We know that you have to take a balanced approach. I say this to Jeremy Corbyn. It's easy to be a big spender, but let me get right to the point. It won't be Jeremy Corbyn paying for it. It will be future generations who are paying for it, not today's Labour Party. We all know that Labour will always run out of other people's money. It is why we have to ensure we have Conservatives representing British people across the country at local level, regional level, and national level of our politics. Next year we have crucial local elections in London and the West Midlands and in many other areas of the country too. They couldn't be more important. We need to fight each and every seat. We have to work together. We cannot allow councils to become socialist enclaves of Corbyn's ideas played out on our streets. Ideas that went out of fashion in the 70s cannot make a return in 2018. Ideas that don't make economic sense. Ideas which would take this country back decades. The Conservative Party needs you out there on the doors, delivering leaflets, putting yourself up for election, making those arguments, standing up for conservative ideas, to make sure that this is a country that works for everyone. Conference, we have to remember what we work together for. We work together to deliver a conservative government. That matters at every level of our party. Just look at our achievements to see why that is so important. When we came to office in 2010, the Labour government took income tax from people earning just £6,500 a year. In 2017, taxpayers don't start paying income tax until they earn £11,500, thanks to a Conservative government. It means that a basic rate taxpayer keeps over £1,000 more of their earnings each year. In 2010, under Labour, unemployment was at almost 8%. Now, under the Conservatives, it's just 4%. It means more people in work earning a pay packet and supporting their family. In 2010, under Labour, corporation tax was 28%. Now, under the Conservatives, it's 19%. But listen to this. In the last year that Labour were in power, it brought in £36.5 billion. In 2016, corporation tax brought in £49 billion, despite cutting the rate. That means that businesses see this country as the best place to invest. It allows us to fund our health service, our schools, our police forces. In 2010, Labour were borrowing £1 in every 4. The Conservatives have made real progress on reducing the deficit. It's down by nearly 2/3. It means that we can invest in the infrastructure. It safeguards our economy for the long term, and it keeps mortgage rates low. Crime is down by more than 1/3 since 2010. It means that people are safer on our streets and in their home. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a record to be proud of, and we should shout about it. And we should remember all that has been done. Despite being handed a disastrous economic legacy by the last Labour government. We have made Britain better, and we've made it better because the Conservatives are in government. And the simple fact is, Conference, that we are only in government because of you and because of your hard work ensuring that we can form one. Conference, we can do more, we must do more, and we will do more. This is an ambitious government, a government with high aspirations for our country, a government with a vision to deliver them. Last year, on becoming Prime Minister, Theresa May spoke on Downing Street about fighting injustices. We know that the Conservative Party has the answers. We've shown for our strong record over the past 7 years, and we look to the future. It will be a Conservative Prime Minister with a Conservative Cabinet delivering for Britain we are working to continue to deliver a strong economy and world-class public services. Dealing with our debts, but also investing, keeping taxes low and taking a balanced approach, delivering the best Brexit deal for Britain, a deal which works for Britain, ensuring fairness for working people, making sure that we have a country where you get out what you put in, fighting injustices like the gender pay gap, modern-day slavery, racism and discrimination, as well as providing greater help and recognition for those with mental health conditions. And every step of the way, we will protect and strengthen the Union, the precious bond between England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. Conference, we have come so far. In the 7 years we've been in government, we have delivered so much. In government, we will continue to make our country better. And it is only possible to do this with your support. So on behalf of all the Cabinet, I'd like to thank you for what you've done for the party in the past and what you will do for the party in the future, for your communities, for our country. I hope you enjoy this conference. Thank you very much indeed.